black and white. Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Step through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Feel for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I'm betting all hope will enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. Fireflies don't disappear.
Everywhere. And then every once in a while, there would be.
What's up, everybody? Thank you all so much for joining us for this episode of Fireflies Forever. And man, do we have a lot to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. If you don't mind, please drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. We are so glad that you're here. Please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you will know when we have future content. So also in terms of future content, we will be back on Thursday for a must-watch episode of TNA Impact on Thursday, 7:45 p.m. Eastern. It's the follow-up to Final Resolution, where something happened that we are going to discuss on this very show. So, as always, I am joined by my good friend, my brother Chris. What's up, man? How you doing this week?
I'm doing great. Had a great week of wrestling this past week, and great week in sports overall, at least for me. My Indiana Hoosiers are #1 in the country, and my Green Bay Packers are #1 in their division after beating the Bears. So, yeah, I'm feeling great right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Good week, good weekend. Yeah, good stuff, man. Mm-hmm. And I want to welcome everyone, the other part of our show, everyone in the chat. So, let's see here. We've got Clown, we've got Dylan, Jeremy, Dunderman, Khaled, Deanna, Ishi. Hello, everyone. And those of you who have not commented yet, whether you're joining us on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, welcome. We're glad that you're here this evening. So, Chris, we're just going to go ahead and jump right in, man.
A lot to talk about today.
A lot to talk about. So let's jump into some memories as we always do. And I will have you set up what we have, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Yep. So me and Logan went to a TSO show the other day, and it always really made me think about Jodie and stuff, because that was something we used to do a lot. One of her favorite things to go to. It was definitely cool to get to go to that again. And saw something interesting the other day that I'm tying into this here as an interesting comment about WWE. Here you see it on the screen about Fireflies, and that they were, WWE's most beautiful creation. And it's so cool because I go to these other events like concerts and stuff, and you almost always see at some moment in the show where there'll be a slow song or whatever, and everyone pulls out their phones, and even if it's not for Bray, I'll still always think about both him and Jodie whenever I see people do that. It's just Fireflies are everywhere, even if it's not specifically for him. I'll never not think about him or think about Jodie when I see it. And yeah, there got a little video here of a moment during that show. Yeah, it's so cool to see that. It's a great memory. It always puts a smile on my face.
Yeah, man. I think I'm the same way now. Every time that I see that, I mean, we've seen it at football games. We've seen it at, soccer matches. I mean, man, it was just, it just gives you goosebumps, honestly. So.
And now, and even in today's WWE, I mean, you see anything that's even remotely connected to Bray, and people start doing it. It's such a cool thing, and I love that. That I hope that Bray's never forgotten. If for nothing else, for that alone, I'm sure there'll be other things. But yeah, it's such a great thing that he started.
Yeah, it really is, man, and it's like everybody kind of tapping into the same energy and that same force once again. So I love seeing it. So thank you so much for sharing it. And I gotta be honest with you, man. When you first sent me the pictures, I was looking at the picture of you and Logan. At first I was like, man, who in the heck is this kid?
I know.
He's grown up so much. Oh my gosh, man. He's grown up so much. Like I think about our kids and how young they were when we started this thing. It's going on 6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
Yeah, I was a little baby back then.
Yeah, I was a baby, and my kids were babies, and man, like my, JJ, I think he was about to be 5, so it's crazy. It's just crazy. He's about to be 11 now, and Kinsley's about to be 8. So it's just it's wild, man. Wow. So I saw that picture. I was like, I'm gonna have to say something to Chris about that because he's growing up, man.
Oh yeah, way too fast.
It always happens way too fast, man. All right. Well, let's take a look at some artwork this week. We've got some good stuff here, and let's get right into it. This is really cool. Really cool here.
Oh yeah, so realistic. I mean, I've seen that actual picture of Bray like that so many times. It's cool to see it represented in art form.
Yeah, that's really cool. So is this, man.
Oh yeah, I love this.
That is awesome. This is really good too.
Like I want this like on my wall. This is so amazing. I love Jodie always talked about that. She loved the Fiend and all the other iterations of Bray, but her favorite was always Cult Leader Bray, and same for me. And so I absolutely love that picture.
Yeah, that one is tremendous, man. So shout out to all the artists out there and all the creative people that share your work. And if you see any folks that are in the chat, send them our way. We'd love to showcase them. If you have collections, send them our way. We'd love to see them. We want to showcase your artwork and your Bray merch and Wyatt Sicks merch. So please send it our way. Good evening, Brandon. How are you? All right, so we're going to do a couple things and topics and reactions. One, the first thing that we're going to get to is I know many of you saw the news story, the story initially about the Wyndham Rotunda Memorial Invitational Tournament. And Chris, thank you so much for finding this, but Chris came across the news coverage of this, so I want to share this with everyone. And I will say that I did cover up the video for copyright purposes, so if you see some lines on there, that's why. But we will definitely, I'm sure Chris or some sleuths out there can find the coverage and share for it. But here it is. And again, Chris, thank you so much for sending this over.
Yeah, I thought this was really cool. They did such a good job covering this, and they paid a lot of respect to Wyndham in this.
Yeah, it was really good. So here it is, folks.
Well, a little over 2 years ago, we lost a larger-than-life professional wrestler, Bray Wyatt. And while he was known as the Fiend to wrestling fans around the world, those close to him knew him as Wyndham.
And Fox 13 photojournalist Barry Wong shows us how family, friends, and the community of Brooksville are making sure everyone forever remembers Wyndham Rotunda.
Ready? We're going live. Hands on his back. Ready, go. We're wrestling. I think wrestling is the biggest sport at this school. We won a state title 2 years ago, so it's a really important thing here. Drive, 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 drive. Probably the second longest running tournament in the state of Florida. This is the 44th year. Everyone in state knows the Kiwanis. It was the Kiwanis Invitational. It's now the Wyndham Rotunda Memorial Invitational. We've always wanted to do something to honor Wyndham's legacy here. His banner's in our room. I grew up at this tournament my whole life, so this is a big deal. And I thought there was no better way to honor his legacy than to change the name. And hopefully we can run this tournament another 40 years.
Hearing Wyndham's name be on this tournament is such a cathartic experience for us as a family. Obviously, we miss him every single day, but seeing his legacy carried on for what could be generations to come by this tournament being an annual event is something that's very healing for us and exciting because he was somebody who touched so many lives, and this is a way for him to continue to do that for generations.
Go!
I hope that the athletes who come through this program and then also participate in the tournament really learn who he is by the scholarship that's going to be awarded, and then also as the tournament grows and maybe more storytelling about who he was as a person can evolve. I think that the younger generation have a lot to learn about what their life can become, starting with the fundamentals of wrestling.
You need to run your body to this side. Right here. Now, hand goes behind the knee. Lock on your own wrist. Okay, now drive him over. Push, push, push. Yep, bottom knee in the side, head and temple. I really just hope that people, our team, our local team, can see that a guy came through this program, wrestled on these same mats. Scoop his head with this hand. On your toes, on your toes. Good job. And made it as larger than life as he did, and people can see that there's someone behind even the character that they saw on TV.
We are thinking of Wyndham every single day, and to see the community get excited about also honoring him. I think all too often with grief is we lose somebody, a funeral happens, and then you stop talking about them. This is a way that annually we derive strength from this as a family to watch him continue to be honored, as well as his 4 children. And that's the most important thing to me, is his 4 children, as they come through the high school, they get to be part of it, whether they're wrestling or not. And then it just will kind of bleed to the next crew that comes through.
Beautiful. Well, the Wyndham Rotunda Memorial Invitational kicks off tomorrow at Hernando High School. 20 teams with around 400 wrestlers will be participating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, that was very emotional, I will say.
I shed a few tears earlier watching that.
Yeah, I got a little misty right then. But, yeah, I'm so glad that they decided to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I think even, we're not like a large scale channel or anything like that. We're not reaching hundreds of thousands and millions of people. But I think even things like this that we can do and continue to do to keep his memory alive, I think matter too, because man, he was such a brilliant person, and just taken away far too soon. And so
it's so cool to see that on such a small scale too. I love that part he said in the video, he wrestled on those mats, his banner's in there. He was a state champion from there. That's so it's just so cool to see him honored on even on that small of a level.
Right.
It's meaningful and impactful to all those people.
Yeah, it just shows how much of how much of an impact he had, not only globally for all of us, but on a community level as well.
And to show those kids, they could be anything they want to be. Look what he did from there. They could be WWE wrestlers someday if they wanted to be. That's so cool.
Absolutely right, man.
Mhm.
Absolutely right. So yeah, that's awesome. Speaking of something else that is awesome, we hinted at it earlier, and I'm sure that Wyndham is probably smiling down from heaven,
I think
knowing
Wyndham and Jodie are both smiling now from heaven about this one.
yes,
Jodie was a massive fan of who we're about to talk about.
yeah, I was gonna say he's smiling and she's probably jumping up and down.
Oh, yeah.
But on Final Resolution, we got the righteous showing up. I dig it. I dig it. They confronted the Hardys, and wow.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you've read some of the rumors and everything, you know that Dutch and Vincent were supposed to be a part of a group with Bray, as well as Eric Young, and we know the history that Bray and the Wyatt family has with the Hardys. So to see these guys showing up, I'll be honest, when we first got the tease, I believe it was the Gods Walk Amongst Mortals or something like that. When we first got that, our brains just went everywhere. Everywhere. But we eventually were like, okay, it's the righteous. And we didn't think that they would show up in the same night, but they did. So then our brains really got working, and it was like, man, if they can somehow, some way cross paths, since this universe is now connected, if they can somehow, some way cross paths with the Wyatt Sicks. So, Chris, I want to ask you, and I want to ask everybody in chat that got a chance to see this, or if this is your first time hearing about this, what do you think about this, and what do you think about the possibilities?
I'm still in a bit of shock over this. Like, we had talked about it a while that they've been tweeting and hinting that they might be, showing up somewhere, but I still just didn't think it was going to happen. Like, I especially in something like either WWE or TNA, like, I don't know. I definitely was not expecting it. And so it was an awesome surprise.
Yeah, man, we were stunned seeing that. And I have seen a report or a post about people saying, who are you? Like the crowd chanting that, some of the crowd. I didn't hear that on the broadcast.
All I heard was nothing. Like the crowd had no reaction at all.
I thought it was just like stunned silence
at
first, because like, holy. So I didn't hear it, but if people were chanting that, let me just say this directly to you. If you call yourself a TNA fan, you're not really a TNA fan. If you call yourself that, because before all this stuff got kicked off with them potentially joining Bray, they were in Impact and TNA. So, I don't know. Maybe jumped on the bandwagon late, but still. I've
heard that. I'm a fairly new TNA fan, so I never got to see them before, but I knew about them, from the indie scene and stuff.
Right, exactly. But and that's the other thing. When you heard about them, you did your research. And unlike some of these people, which it's not even about that. They just want to hate, just to hate. So, we know folks like that.
Hopefully, I'm really hoping they do some good promos to help out with that, show some people who they are and stuff.
Yeah,
and I really hope that the fans jump on board because these guys are awesome.
Yeah, I cannot wait, Chris, to see the vignettes. That's what I'm really looking forward to with these two guys. Give Vincent a microphone and just let him. Just let him go.
Like they took a lot of inspiration from some of Bray's early vignette.
Yeah. Just give him a microphone and let him go to work. Vincent is amazing. So, All right, so I guess that brings us to kind of our main event for the evening, Chris, and that's talking about another promo that we got recently, and that was on Friday. And Solo, man, he had a lot to say.
Words, that's for sure.
Yeah, he had some words, some of which were everything that was his, that's now yours, will become mine.
Yeah.
He also
even looked up and pointed up as he said it.
He did. Disrespectful. Anyway, he also said, "You do not deserve the name Wyatt."
Could you imagine, like, you know, what had to have been going through Bo's mind hearing that? Like, as much as he loves and misses his brother, being told that he does not deserve the name Wyatt. Oh my gosh! I hope Solo's ready for what's coming to him.
Right. So here's a question that I'm asking, and I normally don't do the clickbaity things and stuff like that, but I wanted to respond and see what people thought about this question. Did Solo go too far with what he said? And you can break it down from a character perspective, however you want to break it down, however you see it. Did he go too far with what he said?
This is interesting because I've seen a lot of comments online in wake of this, and a lot of Bray fans seem to be pretty actually legit upset about this. They felt it was too disrespectful, something that shouldn't be done. I'm confident that Bo knew about this and signed off on this. He was okay with them making this, and I love it. I mean, obviously, I don't love what he said. But I love it, and like this is genuine heel heat. Like you could hear the crowd chanting "You effed up." Like I love it. I feel like this is great for the Wyatt Sicks. This is really giving them their dues and really, separate this. They're putting them, this is a classic heel versus face right here. Like Solo just talks some mad trash, and I hope we're going to see the Wyatts come after him for it.
I think as wrestling fans, sorry, my dogs are they're a little I think they want to say something about this.
Yeah.
But I think as a fan, a lot of people were saying, man, this feud feels random. Where is this coming from?
Mm-hmm.
If you needed any motivation to dislike the MFTs,
yeah,
whether you're a fan of the Wyatt Sicks or the Wyatt Sicks themselves, you now have a reason for this feud.
Yeah.
And Solo done effed up, basically.
Yeah.
He has written a check that his behind and the rest of his group's behinds can't cash. So this was wild, and it only got wilder.
Yes, it sure did.
It only got wilder, and seeing these two horses in there, this is what we've been asking for, right?
Oh yeah, we've talked about this. I would love to see the one-on-one match right here.
Yeah, this I need. Because these two guys, man, they're just, these two dudes are massive. And I feel like, has it been a couple of years since we've seen a ring collapse?
Yeah, I think so.
If you're going to do it anytime soon, these two dudes might be the dudes you see. Because these dudes are massive. So, Bret Hart, the Hitman, what's up? Solo said, I will believe.
Oh yeah, I like that. He stuck that believe in there too. That was good.
Yeah. I mean, he was. This is the one thing that I'll say about Solo, and maybe maybe this isn't the time to sing his praises, but I'm going to do it anyway, despite the fact that I know some Wyatt fans are like, okay, nah, he's public enemy number one right now. Solo is so good on the mic and at character work. And if you watch his mannerisms and the little goofy faces he makes sometimes, and just some of the small things that he does in terms of a character, that him saying these types of things just fits perfectly with what they're trying to do. And I think right now this feud will be, I think, the thing that takes the Wyatt Sicks from feeling kind of so-so to the your everyday kind of pop in and out fan. You're not your diehard fan. But I think this feud might take both of these groups from being kind of on the fringes of that to being more mainstream. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, I think this feud is pivotal for the Wyatt Sicks. They've been just kind of there lately, but they really need a good feud like this, and they're off to a great start. I mean, that promo from Solo, like you said, this really gives them purpose now. They have such motivation, such a reason for this feud now that I love it. I think it was a great call. It pushed people's buttons, and sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets people upset. It gets people more invested. And if you listen to that crowd after that promo, they were really into it. So, like I said, they were chanting "You effed up" and cheered when the Wyatts attacked him and stuff. Like, it was great. I want to see that. I want to see everyone be invested in this, and instead of just not caring about them.
Yeah. I heard in one of my classes when I was doing TV production and going through some of my first journalism classes, one of the things that one of the professors said was controversy creates chaos. And in certain businesses, chaos create cash and ratings.
I'd say, I'm losing track of it. WCW guy, Eric Bischoff always said that controversy creates cash.
Yep. So, I mean, you want to talk about making both groups hot and feel like, okay, this has some meaning. I mean, sure, we all wanted to see both of these groups go at it at War Games. We wanted to see that type of match. But let's be honest, it really would have just been for the carnage candy and not really for the story involved. Now, when they beat each other up, there's some story behind it.
Oh yeah, I love that they're slow building this and taking time to set this up and time to build a story. I mean, we got a little, and I love that we got a little taste of it with the action in the ring, and the Wyatts were standing tall, and you could just tell that look on Solo's face, like, yeah, this ain't over by a long shot.
Right. Alicia, hey Alicia, how are you? She says, "Oh hell yeah, Solo totally disrespected him, but what it's all about is family." Hi everybody. The amazing guy saying, whenever Howdy faces Orton, it will be more personal about Bray, and it has to be. It's a shame that they never did a Howdy versus Miz. Yeah, I mean, some of these feuds are going to have to get personal.
Yeah.
Because the Wyatt Sicks don't necessarily have a direct tie to these people.
Yeah. And I love when something like this happens, and now I'm like, I can't wait to hear Howdy respond to that now. I want to hear Howdy's thoughts on what Solo said.
Right. Like, how does Howdy respond to this? And that was going to be my next question to you in the chat. What type of mental games or attacks do you expect from the Wyatt Sicks? I mean, we know we got this absolute pandemonium.
Mm-hmm.
What else what do you expect there to be? Do you expect more mental games? Do you expect more of this? I mean, maybe they just need to get beaten down. What type of approach do you think the Wyatts take?
I feel like some kind of a video or vignette from Howdy is going to follow this up. You know, he needs to respond to Solo's criticism and, you know, what things he said about his brother. So yeah, I feel like he's going to definitely have a response for Solo, and Solo's not going to like it.
Yeah. I mean, Khaled right here saying Bo Dallas could say you were a tribal chief. Nobody acknowledged you. You betrayed Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. And he says your brotherhood will be tested.
Yeah, I can see something like that.
Yeah, the amazing guy saying he should bring up Roman. I think he's going to bring up a lot more than Roman. I think he's going to bring up his brothers and why his own brothers don't want to be around him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to bring up Roman and how he tried to basically steal someone's spotlight when they had to go out. So yeah, I think Solo has I think he's effed up, you know, as they say. So so what did you think of this brawl? Because I know and I want the chat to chime in on this too. But what did you think of the brawl? And I know we've been asking for more physicality, and we got it. Man, did we get it. What did you think of the brawl, and what do you think is next? I mean, what's the next level of escalation after something like this?
Yeah, I thought the brawl was great. I love that Nikki jumped on, I think it was JC Mateo's back, and then he just flung her off. That was cool. It was great that Nikki's willing to take a bump like that. And and then of course everyone gets tossed out of the ring, and you're left with just Rowan and Tala Tonga standing there. So that was cool to see them. And Rowan gave him a big boot, knocked him out of the ring. And yeah, I love to see the Wyatts standing tall in the ring and, you know, see them retreating. I thought that was really cool that they responded that way already to this.
Yeah.
And yeah, and even Michael Cole said that, you know, I think this is just the beginning of this.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you have commentary planting seeds like that, you kind of feel like maybe there is something that is coming.
Solo mentioned that he wants to take those tag titles, so I'm sure at some point in the near future we're going to get some kind of a tag title match with a couple of MFTs against them.
Yeah, and don't look now, but the Raw tag division might be awesome again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee are turning that around in a heartbeat.
Well, that, and then you got the showdown last night. You know, you get the New Day, and you get, I mean, oh my goodness, now you've got
the
Usos saying, "Hey, we're back. We're here." So you got two of the best tag teams ever coming after this team. And oh, by the way, it just so happens that this weekend on Saturday night's main event, they have a tag team match against Leon Flippin' Slater and Javon Evans.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the spots that we're going to get in that match?
Yeah, that's going to be great.
My gosh. Conrad, what's up? As I always say, y'all go support Conrad. Go subscribe to Everything Pro Wrestling. He does a great job. Their show yesterday on Cena, absolutely fantastic. Go check it out. Good stuff. So yeah. Don't forget Motor City Machine Guns and DIY. Right. So, you know, let's go.
Yeah. We've had a little bit of a break in the tag division on SmackDown. I want to see things pick back up and get going again.
Right. Yeah. I mean, show us. I mean, we know that this is possible, but walk and chew gum at the same time. Like, you can have two functional good tag.
And we now know that beginning of the year they're going back to 3 hours. I think that's really going to help too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you can have two functional tag divisions at the same time, and yeah, but Raw's tag division is getting spicy, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, Deanna. Hashtag what brand split. I just laugh when I see brand split.
Yeah.
I think that the MFTs could win the tag titles and US title again, but it ends with Howdy beating Solo. Let's talk about that. How would you book this? And I want to get some in-depth booking from folks in the chat, as well as Chris here. I want to give all of you the pencil. And how would you book this? I mean, would you have the Wyatts drop the tag titles? How would you go forward with this?
I probably would, actually. I think that if you want this to be a good feud and, maybe even a long feud, there's got to be some back and forth. I mean, we saw it a little bit with the Alpha Academy. Like they got some wins in on the Wyatts, and so I could definitely see MFTs doing that. Like I said, maybe even taking the tag belt away. But I hope ultimately in the end, whenever we have the big final showdown that I'm guessing we'll probably get with all of them, that the Wyatt stand tall from that and win in the end. But I'm okay along the way if they, take some losses to build the feud up more, and with them eventually winning. I actually like that dynamic because, generally it's wars don't always go all one way on one side. Generally, there's some back and forth. Each side gets some shots in before one side ultimately wins in the end. So I would like to see that here. And I think, given what we're already seeing with Solo and stuff, they could do some really cool story and tie into that too with the back and forth.
Yeah. I think this may be a very unpopular opinion, but, hey, it is what it is. I think sometimes with certain characters and certain gimmicks, titles hold you back. I think we saw that at times with Bray. And I think in certain ways we've seen it put this group into a little bit of a box at times, because you have this large group but only 2 members wrestling matches. Yeah. We want to see the entire group wrestle. We want to see more full group matches, yes, but the way to truly build a storyline is to have each of these members facing off against someone else from the other group. Even to the point, and this is the beauty of what you could do here, the MFTs, through the vehicle of this storyline, could introduce a female member to their group.
Yeah.
That could have a ripple effect, not just now, not just in this storyline, but going forward for however long this group lasts. So I think there's a real opportunity once you get the titles out of the way, and the way I would go about it is I would have these two in a tag match, have some kind of screwy finish, and have a third team show up and kind of get that spot. Then both teams lose to that third team. Now the title's completely out of the way. So you don't have to worry about we're fighting over the titles. Now we're fighting over the fact that you cost us. Yeah. We cost each other the titles.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, sometimes titles get in the way and create a crutch for storytelling as opposed to allowing a lot of the creativity to flow.
Maybe they definitely can. Something else too, I feel like we used to see this a lot more back in the day, and you don't see it as much anymore. When you get 2 big groups facing off like this, they used to be really good about having these singles matches or tag matches between different members of the groups for a while before ultimately leading up to that big final match between all of them. I'd love to see them do that here. You know, introduce a female member to the MFTs and have her fight Nikki in a match, and then have, you know, Rowan and Solo, or Rowan and Talatonga face off Solo, and then have Solo and Howdy face off Solo. Get some small matches each week with just parts of the group before we go to the big inevitable war between all the group. I think that would be a really cool way to do a feud like this. You know, we used to see that a lot more. We don't see it as much nowadays.
Right. And it would be an awesome way to have a cage match at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That big full faction match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would be a good way to do that. But
yeah.
James just sent me some breaking TNA news. So let's see what this breaking news is. Breaking news. Dun, 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 dun. I gotta get up breaking news. Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Mike Santana, Steve Macklin, and Matt Cardona will battle Lexus King, Stax, Brooks Jensen, Tyson, and Tyreek inside a steel cage.
Oh, wow.
Wow. On December 18th on Access. So this will be next week's episode of TNA Impact. Wow.
Wow, big TNA versus NXT battle in a cage. I like it.
Steel cage match. We just talked about a steel cage match.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Wow. Wow. That is wow. All right. So we got more to talk about Thursday, too.
Yeah.
That is an amazing match, man. That's wow. And Macklin has to get his hands back on Stax at some point, but that's we'll talk about that on Thursday because that's a whole other mess right now. But yeah, does my approach sound off base? I just
not at all.
And the reason why I asked that is because I'm curious, because I think sometimes we have to be careful what we ask for as fans.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times we say, well, you know, my favorite deserves to be a champ. And then your favorite becomes a champ. And then it's like, oh, crap, I don't like what they're doing with the champ.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're stuck for however long that is. And then if you don't have a decent discount when it comes to getting that title away from that champ, then their momentum might get hurt from that. So just
like right now, I love seeing the Wyatt Sicks as tag champs, but when they're not doing anything, when they're not having any matches, then what's the point? If that's hindering them from being on TV because they just don't have the storyline or whatever, not wanting to do a tag title match, then it would be better for them to not have the titles if that's what's keeping them off TV or whatever, you know, like.
Right. I mean, it's great to see that the Wyatts have held the titles for over 100 days. That's great.
Oh, they've had a great run. If they drop them to the MFTs, I'm totally fine with it because I'm sure it's just going to build up that feud and, you know, give them more ammunition.
Right. But I just feel like, okay, now we want to see them wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see them do more. How did they get those titles in the first place?
Yeah, they definitely need more matches.
Right, they wrestled. So, and again, I will continue to say this every single week that I get a chance to. I forget the year that it was the last time that Nikki Cross had a singles match.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki Cross needs a singles match. Just gonna throw that out there.
I don't know if she's had one since she had was her last singles match as the Nikki ASH gimmick.
I want to say yes. I want to say yes. So let's listen. Let's do better. Let's do better. she deserves some matches. Yeah, they did tease Nikki and Chelsea. Issue, we're gonna get there, I promise. But yeah, I want to see Nikki. I want to see Nikki. I want to see her. Her and Chelsea would be absolute comedy gold.
To see Chelsea just be horrified and scream at the sight of her. Yeah, I need to see that. I love seeing Chelsea in uncomfortable situations.
Yes. I want to see how she complains about that and what the response is to her complaint, because that will be hilarious. So
yeah, Nick Aldis doesn't have much time for her complaints.
No. He is not too overly concerned, we shall say, with her complaints or her issues with management. So. And as Ishii has stated a couple times now, and I told you, we got you. We do have this match coming up.
Oh yes, I'm very excited about this.
This should be a lot of fun. First question is, I already know Chris's answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. And then I'm going to ask all of you. Are you watching this match? Chris?
Oh yeah. I have actually been watching every single one of these AAA shows that they've been doing them. They're broadcasting them live on YouTube whenever they have them on both the AAA YouTube channel and WWE's.
Yeah.
The only bad thing is it's all in Spanish commentary, so I can't understand what they're saying, but it's still fun to watch. You can still tell what's going on and stuff with them. They've been really entertaining. I've really been digging watching these, and I'm super excited for this one. I love the title alone. When Howdy first said this in that promo video, Carnival of Carnage. I'm not so much anymore, but I used to be a big ICP fan, and that was one of their albums called Carnival of Carnage. And I haven't seen it confirmed. I've heard though that this is going to be like a no DQ match. That's the thing. It's Carnival of Carnage, no DQ. So this could be a really fun match.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. What's up, Derek? How you doing, man? Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to do my best to watch this live. I'm going to do my best. That doesn't always work out for me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do my best. I'm going to watch it. I know that. Whether it's live or not, that's more of the story. But I will definitely watch it. Clown saying it was the first Joker's card from the original deck. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So I think someone brought it up in the chat. Do you think there's a possibility the MFTs show up here?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. That could be. Especially depending on what happens on the next SmackDown. If depending on if Howdy or them respond or something, that might be keep going tit for tat here, back and forth. That way, if they do something, that would put it on the MFT's turn. So I didn't think about that. That's a good possibility, though.
Yeah, I love that. I would love it if they interfere. I normally hate DQ finishes, but if you have a no DQ match and they interfere,
and that just adds more fuel to the fire. If Psycho Circus beats them because of the MFTs, that's just gonna bring even more hell on the MFTs.
Yeah. I mean, it is. So, I love that. And shout out to Deanna for bringing up Memorex, because man, we're old. So, if you don't know what we're referring to, you probably don't have as many gray hairs as we do. So is she saying it's not for the titles?
From what I saw, this is a 4. I think it says it in the graphic. It's a 4-on-4 match.
Yeah. I do think, though, I love the idea of Nick Aldis saying, okay, we got to put the Wyatt Sicks in a tag match.
Mm-hmm.
And the MFTs cost them the title in a tag match.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's contrary to being a fan of them, but again, what it does is it ups the stakes.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and you know, we've gotten a couple teases along the way too about the AAA tag titles. So depending on what happens in this, who knows? We could end up getting them officially getting a AAA tag title match out of this too, and collecting a couple more belts. So yeah, there's so many different directions and possibilities that could go. I am really interested to see, and it's so cool that I really like what they're doing with AAA right now. Like, I mean, look at this. They've got this feud with the MFTs going on, but also this feud with Psycho Circus that they've been having for a little bit now too, going on simultaneously. I think that's really cool.
Right. And that brings me to my last question before we get to some final thoughts. Do you think that's the story here, is having multiple enemies and trying to face multiple battles on multiple fronts depletes the troops a little bit and maybe weakens you, and maybe you're not as strong and at your best when you're trying to fight all these battles in all these different places?
Yeah, could be.
I think that's something to look out for too in terms of a storyline. Is the group being spread a little thin, or maybe do they have too many enemies in too many different places that are all going to come back to cost them at some point? So
yeah, definitely could be.
Yeah. So we shall see. All right, Chris, we're going to get ready to wrap up the show here, but any final thoughts you want to share with the chat before we head out?
I'm definitely excited right now. We've been talking about it for a while, how we were ready for this to amp up, and it's amped up now. I mean, I have a feeling that from now to the foreseeable future, we'll probably be getting something between them and the MFTs every week on SmackDown now. It seems like they're gonna make this one of the prime feuds going on SmackDown, so that's a great thing. And hopefully it leads to some cool stuff and a lot more stuff for us to talk about.
That's right, and we will be here to talk about it. So speaking of being here to talk about it, I'm going to bring this up again. We'll be back on Thursday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern for our TNA Wrestling Watch Along. I think we have a dog collar match between Indy Hartwell and Danny Luna. That's already scheduled for this Thursday. So
interesting.
Yeah, so that'll be good. If you saw Final Resolution and how all of that kind of continued to escalate between those two, you don't want to miss that match. And there's going to be a lot more fallout from Final Resolution. I still say that Santino is going to be heartbroken when he figures out that his daughter is behind some of this mess with these Evolve and NXT folks, but we shall see. But yeah, come join us for that. We'll keep you posted for Between the Ropes on Sunday. I apologize for any inconvenience for Sunday. I didn't get a chance to post to YouTube to let you all know that we had to cancel that, but hopefully we'll be back Sunday 7:30 p.m. for that. And if we don't see you the rest of the week, hopefully we will see you again next Tuesday for another episode of Fireflies Forever. So before you head out, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you will know when we have future content. All right, folks, well, have a great rest of your evening. Have a great rest of your week. If we don't get a chance to see you, enjoy wrestling. And if you are a wrestling fan, and if you've been a fan of John Cena, please, please, please enjoy this weekend as best you can. Try to remember all of the positive memories and all the great things that John Cena has done in the wrestling business. And hopefully we see that come to a positive culmination on Saturday evening. So take care, everyone. We will see you all next time. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and take care.
I'm the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Steer through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Feel for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lashing and hugs, and that is because I'm betting all hope will enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. Fireflies don't disappear.